How's that for ASMR? Oh, they've removed something from there. What happened there? I don't know. So this is what I really look like in 16 by 9. Thought I'd just try this. I've just made myself a little intro. We have been doing it on the phone in the other way. So I just thought I'd try this. See if this works out, really. I mean, it's unscheduled, so probably nobody's going to come in, and but we've got to do it. 282 subscribers now, so I thought I'd just pop on and we'll try it this way and see if anybody wants to come in. But maybe not. You know, never know. Just put these pop-up lines. It's all right if you've got loads of subscribers, but this is, it's a small channel, so it might not even work, but we'll see. Hopefully we'll get somebody to talk to. Otherwise, I'll just talk to myself, because me and the camera get on really well. So I've been to Ole Ole today, which is a beautiful tapas restaurant in Lincoln. If you're about this way and you enjoy tapas, I mean, I've been to Spain a million times and never really tried tapas, to be honest. You sort of tend to go for the, I don't know, well, you just dip in, don't you think, I'll have a steak or I'll do that, or you go to some sort of theme restaurant, but you never actually feel brave enough to go for tapas. Well, it's the second time I've been there, and it was absolutely gorgeous. The guy that owns it, or the two guys that own it, are Spanish. I think the dad used to own the original one. And hello, Bruce, how you doing? The intro is very dull, Mick. It's ASMR, that one, Bruce. ASMR. Well, dull? I'm supposed to chill you out before you come in. That was what the idea was. I thought you'd be asleep, so don't go to sleep. That was my idea. I thought I'd just try that. But say if it doesn't, if it doesn't go to the popular, we could always put something else on. Dull. I'll put you some acid house on or something like that if you want. I use Epidemic Sounds, which has got thousands upon thousands upon thousands, and anything you can ever think of, from medieval music to rap to whatever. So you can just put whatever you want, and I just thought I'd chill you out before you got here. But if it's dull, it's dull. So you didn't go to sleep then. That's the main thing, Bruce. The good thing about this is that you don't know how many's in, so you can end up talking to yourself. So anyway, we went to Ole Ole, popped in there, and they do a special at lunchtime where you can order 4 plates, so 2 plates each. I ordered the chorizo because I love that, and I ordered the meatballs, which are like Italian meatballs in a beautiful tomato sauce. And then we ordered some of these mushrooms in like a garlic. Well, it must be alioli or something like that. So I'm going to stink of garlic for the rest of the week, which probably ain't going to be easy. That intro is very dull. Oh dear, that's hurt my feelings. Here's me, I wanted to be famous. I just thought I'd try it. I thought it was ASMR, to be honest, but, obviously we're all different, aren't we? I ain't listened to it with my headphones on. You're probably right. It's so easy to make an intro on this. I use Filmora Wondershare, and it's really easy to make another one, so it doesn't matter. You've never got to put the same one on twice. You can do it in 5 minutes. Let's put that there. I could see it without staring across there, because otherwise I've got 2 screens on this computer, and you end up looking over there instead of at the camera where you're supposed to do. So I went there then, and if you look on the channel, I put a few shorts up. There'll be a few over the next. Hello, Graham, spelt correctly. How you doing? Did you watch the intro? Got to have an opinion? Yeah, Sue found something to wear. Yeah, they always do, don't they? Oh, I've got nothing to wear. All right. Well, it's amazing. You've got 2 wardrobes full of nothing to wear. Can't find anything to wear, blah, blah. She looked lovely as well, to be honest. I'd go back there every week, to be honest. I mean, the bill, right, by the time you finish, we sometimes go across to Sue's mum's buried at Barrow Number. And obviously she was absolutely broken when she first lost her mum. So she used to want to go there all the time. And you need to listen back at the intro, Graham spelt correctly, and because Bruce said it's boring and dull. So he said it was awful. That's what he said. Well, he didn't actually. He just said it was dull. I went for the ASMR thing. Anyway, we normally go across to Barrow Number where Sue's mum's buried. And I always used to say, let's make a sad day into a glad day. So I used to take it across the Humber Bridge, and about 2 roundabouts away, there's that Papa's Fish and Chip restaurant, and then there's a carvery across to the side. But if you get 2 carveries and cups of tea or drinks or whatever, it comes to about 45 quid. And if you go to Papa's I get a fair old feed in there. It can be 45, 50 quid. Well, that tapas restaurant, by the time we're done with puddings and everything, was 85 quid. So I thought it was pretty good. It's very, very rare we go out. Don't go and listen to the intro now, Graham, otherwise you might be asleep, apparently. I told him that you told me to do it, so that was it. So getting a few more subscribers. It's not that I'm after getting loads and loads of subscribers. I just want enough people to watch. Because like when I first started putting stuff up, you got about 4 people to watch. You know what I mean? You think, I'll just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and eventually it does sort of work out. You pop in the right place and you gain a few more, and you're sort of gaining people that are interested in what you're doing. And because I think that's the best thing, sort of growing it. What do they call it? Organically, rather than it's no good like going into a show that does something about jewellery and saying, "Oh, follow me," because they're never going to watch anything that you put up, which then makes YouTube think that you're rubbish. So they never watch it, and that's your problem. They don't watch it, and then YouTube think you're crap. So if you grow it organically with people that are actually interested what you put up, then you seem to stand a bit better chance of actually making it to the end. I can't imagine somebody with my boob size is ever going to make it to 200,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? You need to be pretty flash or pretty cool to hit the big numbers. But if you get it monetized and make YouTube pay you a bit of money, that'll do me. Get to 1,000, be lovely. Or even get to 500. That'd be quite good. Follow for follow, and yeah, that's right, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I've not done. I've been on with I ain't been on with Tim. I've been in Tim's chat. But there's a guy called Living with MS. His wife's got MS, so he calls it Tim Dowd Living with MS in Tenerife. His wife's got severe MS, and he goes and walks around Tenerife, and he's gained, with his walks, and he's got a website, and a lot of people actually go to Tenerife and go for a walk with him. Bruce has been for a walk with him, I think, or he's met him anyway. He's gone. And he's built a good thing up. He's live all the time. He does these walks all the time. He does live streams all the time, and he's got up to 10,000 subscribers. So I've been in there, and it's a similar sort of thing. And there's a few people followed over from there. Obviously, there's a few from the vape channel as well, including yourself. And then the rest of it I've sort of gained just with the videos and the sort of thing that I put up. And you put a drone thing up, you get a few from shorts. I found out a good way of actually making people watch your videos is to take the shorts out of the videos that are on the channel anyway, and then you put the thing in there, and then people click on that video, and they watch the video, and you seem to gain more subscribers that way. I always found that with the vape stuff though. But so hopefully we're going to do some good. It won't be for the want of trying anyway, will it? So I used to do a live stream on a Thursday night. I've had the cat back down to the vets anyway. That's the final visit because I didn't put it out. No, I didn't really. They gave me some. What do they call it? Gabo Summit. The same sort of thing as what humans take for depression or epilepsy or something. Gabapentin. They said, before you bring him down next time, bob him one of them. And it'll relax him. So when he comes down, he'll be quite happy about, being fussed about, messed about with. So that's what we did. We popped him one of them. Well, he's turned into Bob Dylan this afternoon. If you rolled him a joint and he'd be laid on the bed giving it some of that. That's how chilled out he is. So I took him down anyway. They said there's no need to bring him anymore. His temperature's back to normal. And obviously he's eating all right. He won't stop eating now. Just keeps meowing all the time. He's put a couple of kilos back on. No, he hasn't. He put 0.2 of a kilo back on. I don't understand kilograms. Shame that, yeah, that's right. Exactly, it is. Yeah, they seem to ruin a good thing. Yeah, you want to see him. Bob Dylan the cat. Well, he's got from sort of his chest down to his bits. They've more or less shaved it all off him. So he's got none there. And so he was laid on his back this morning and he's sort of like this, showing his bald belly off. It was hilarious. But then all the ears gone as well, but it's gone black again now because it's grown back. But I decided, well, I popped him this gabapentin about an hour and a half before we went down. And then I come up with the cat carrier, and he looked at me and he thought, nah, not today, don't really fancy it, thanks. And then he sort of stood up and thought, why was I going to run off? so he just crouched like this and thought, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So I popped him in the old cat carrier and whistled him down there, but he never even meowed. Normally, if you take it as you're taking him down, he puts this real holler on, like, you're not taking me there, you're not taking me there. And when we got there, apparently I didn't realise that there's only one size of thermometer, for animals, and whether you're a horse or a cat, you're still getting it. And obviously they don't stick it down the throat, do they? They go up the opposite end. So dear old Jeffrey's got a thermometer for a horse up his back end, so he was right chuffed with that. But normally you would have set about me like a prickly cactus, and today he didn't. It was quite chilled. He wasn't happy at all in any way, shape, or form. Whereas the other cat we used to take down, I think he was quite keen on it. Really, he used to purr when they did it. It's like, oh, this is all right. So anyway, but I thought it was quite amusing, really, when he said, "Oh, it doesn't matter whether it's a cat or a horse; it's the same size thermometer." I thought, poor little bugger. I won't fancy it either. Anyway, his temperature's down to normal, and he's got no pain in his abdomen, so I think we've got him sussed out. So we got the results back yesterday. He ain't got any cancer or anything like that, because I'd sort of decided if he was riddled with cancer, it'd have been today was going to be his last trip down there, because there's no way I was going to let him suffer with that, poor little sod. So that's basically my day. I thought when I got back, I thought we left Lincoln. It's only like 17 miles to Lincoln. And we left Lincoln at about 2 o'clock. And I thought when I get back, I might just nip off for a walk and, film a bit of something for Friday night, because I ain't got a video to go up on Friday night because the weather was so atrocious on Monday. And so they just didn't have to go on. I might get something done tomorrow, you never know. But anyway, I got back here and it was lovely in Lincoln and it was raining here. So then it was time to take the cat. Did I hear to what Tim said about Monday Night Live? That would get you something. Well, it would, yeah. Yeah, it would do some good. The only trouble is it's my only night of the week that I actually get to spend some time with my daughter. So it depends what time he goes live. I'd have to organise for one to, because my grandkids, obviously my daughter and her ex-partner aren't together. And so she comes here and he takes them swimming for an hour and then brings them back about 7 o'clock. So I'll have to see what time Tim does it. Or I might have to say to her, don't come this week. You're out. Or she might be going somewhere else. But they do a lot of good. When we were doing the vaping thing, I went on the vape team one night, which was a massive show in the US. And I came off with 50 more subscribers. And they actually were watching what we were doing. But still, there's still some people. I did some stuff the other week when I went to the vape show. I did it on the vape channel. And it gained about 3 or 4 subscribers overnight. But they've dropped up again now and then realised you're not going to put loads of stuff on. They've disappeared again, but it's more or less done that, really. It's ridiculous. If you put something on, start doing lives on there or something like that, you're just wasting your time, really. Because they're not going to remonetize a vape channel. And the people that would subscribe to it on there are interested in that. So if you start putting that type of stuff on there, they're not going to do it. You'd better get out with the taxi to pay for the vet's bill. Tim's like, they're 1,800 hours. Yeah, I probably won't be able to do it then, to be honest. The vet's bill is insured, thankfully. We've had to pay a 20%, I think. So we've probably got another couple of £100 to pay, and I think I give them about 3 or 4 the other week. So, but we got $480 back for that. So I think I gave him 7 and I got $480 back. We've got 20% to pay because he's 11. But I can't imagine that insurance company is going to deal with us next year, because they've already said he's not, from the end of July, he's not going to be covered anymore for car accidents, which was the reason that they put down that that he was ill. So they weren't going to cover us for that. So we're going to change companies anyway. But it'll probably go up about 10 times. But the thing is with them, if you're going to have these pets, you've got to look after them, haven't you? You know, it's no good saying, oh, well, you know, we'll not bother, I'll have him put down. It doesn't work, does it? He's on the same, they're on the same line of longitude as well, aren't they, in Tenerife? So it's the same time over there exactly. We'll see anyway. Next week I'm going to walk for 18 miles, so I'll not be available anyway. We'll just see. There'll probably be a week when Lee's not going to come. And then I'll do it. I'll ask him if he wants to do it. It'd just be quite interesting to talk to him, to be honest. I've watched him quite a lot. I've been watching him over the last couple of years, really. I popped in his chats and stuff like that, but it's my sort of thing, really. It's amazing as well, because you're sort of watching him walking about and you think, well, I've been there, I've walked down there, I had dinner in that restaurant, and I did that. There's an Indian restaurant there, and we looked at the reviews after we went. Now, the food is absolutely gorgeous, but there's twice as much heat in whichever dish you order. So I ordered a jalfrezi and it came out like a vindaloo. But I thought, I aren't leaving it because it's bloody lovely. But, you know, it took me 2 days to get over the heat. But when you looked on the thing, it said, watch out, it's up on spice. Just tell the people, you know, that you don't want it too hot, basically. So if I went back and do that, I love Indian food, but, you know, as you're approaching, you know, a bit older, you can't do a vindaloo, not unless you like staying up all night. And probably the next night. You know what I mean? It just gives you raging acid. So I've cut down. I ain't had an Indian for a while, to be honest. But I was thinking about it. I was thinking about going today. And then Sue really wanted to go to that tapas restaurant. So I organised it to go there. Because I say originally, I thought, well, I don't want to find out he's really poorly at 4:00 and then have a table booked at 6 because it didn't going to really work out. And then when they rang up yesterday and said that he was fine, I thought, well, I'll just get in touch. But this restaurant, you can't just ring up and book a table. You have to book it through an app. And when you book it through an app, you have to have your credit card registered to the app. So if you don't turn up, they charge you 20 quid. Small world, we've been watching. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. How long has he been going? Did he say that he's lived over there 11 years? Because I didn't realise he lived in Bavaria. I was listening to that guy because he's amazing with his, you know, because he was speaking German to that woman, wasn't he, when she was coming round from the restaurant, from that little Germany. Yeah, apps. Yeah, it's all apps. That's the way life's going, isn't it? But I suppose it's a really, really busy restaurant. And if you've got a really busy restaurant, the last thing you want is no-shows. And some people will book just in case they want to come, won't they? And then not turn up. So then you've turned people down. You know, originally you think you're fully booked. My mate had a 6-seater cab. And the amount of people what used to book it, because obviously that was a young person's sort of transport, unless they were going on holiday. But they ring up, so I'll pick us up week on Saturday. We're all going to Lincoln. How much will you do it for? Everything's organised. You go around for the first one. Say, oh, no, we decided we weren't going. I tried to cancel it, but I couldn't get through. And all of a sudden, he's turned 10 jobs down, you know, and you've got no money. So after a while, he said, look, yeah, you can book your Lincoln in 2 weeks' time, but you've got to pay for it now. And I'll pop round and do it. But half of them never did. You know, the ones that we're going to cancel are like, oh, I'm not risking it in case we don't go. But it was all right to book it before. And then just not turn up. They were a pain. But we tend to do that anyway. You know, the amount of people that ring up and say, oh, I want this out of towner, or can you fetch me from out of town? The good thing now with the card machine, you can send them a link and say, well, you paid for I'll send you a bill, you pay for it, and then I'll come and fetch you. And if they don't pay, you don't go. Because years ago, you go out and like you dropped them off and you'd say, oh, come and pick us up. We'll pay you when you get here and all this crap. And the amount of, because, you know, you get teenagers what's out at a nightclub, if they cop off, the last thing they're thinking about is a taxi. They're too busy thinking about, you know, so that's that, isn't it, really? Anyway, I'm not going to stop too long. I just thought I'd pop on and do it in this mode and see if it did any good. But say you don't know, do you? What I'll do, I'll schedule one for tomorrow night at 11:30 because that's what time I finish work. And we'll have another go tomorrow night, but I'll have to change the intro now because Bruce said it's boring. I don't want to make him go to sleep. I'll put some gangster rap on or something like that. bit of 2-pack or something. I don't know whether I think next door's kids or next door's grandkids are playing with some sort of game. Christine is German. Ah, right. Oh, they lived in the States for a while. Ah, right. Yeah, I heard him say Bavaria. So he's fluent in American as well, then, is he? I'm fluent in American as well. Can I have a burger and fries? Can I get fries with that? Can you box it up for me? I don't know. Can I have a vodka, cranberry juice, lime juice, Blue Wicked, and a cherry on top? Because I think Americans do that as well, don't they? I was watching this is a young lady on TikTok, and she serves drinks. She's actually called a cart girl, and she rides around on this electric golf buggy with a bar on the back and sells drinks to the people that are playing golf. And she's not ugly. She's 28 years old. She could be a model. She's so pretty. She's Italian. She's got dark hair, dark eyes. She's really, really pretty. And she just makes a fortune in tips because, she knows exactly how to. She listens to their drivel, makes them giggle. And, and she's sort of playing up to them. They're all giving her massive tips. So she's making a decent living. But one sort of said to him the other day, and they said, is this all you're ever going to do with your life, basically? And I thought, well, I bet she's making $1,000 a week in tips, so she probably all she ever wants to do, really. Making 50 grand for riding around in a golf cart for 6 or 7 hours a day can't be too bad, can it? But she knew exactly what she was doing. But some of the drinks that she comes up with, one's called an infusion. So she puts a double Tito's in it, and there's lime juice, and no, I didn't say massive tits. No, she ain't got massive tits. I hadn't really looked at that. She's just very, very pretty. Have a look. I can't. If you've got TikTok, have a look. Massive lips. No, yeah, that was right. Massive. She gets massive tips. I can't remember her name, but she is the cutest little thing in the world. She knows she's cute as well. She just pretends she isn't. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. I don't know if I'll be able to find out what her name is, but she is lovely. She's exactly 10 years younger than my daughter as well. Who's that? Is that Paula Abdul? I can't work out who it is, to be honest. It doesn't say who it is. See if I can find what they call her. You watch, I bet she's got no videos on. Let's have a look. Let's see if you're on TikTok. That's it. She's a bit blurry, but she's gone off. Her name is JENNBELLE. Jen Bell. And all she ever does is pour drinks into them plastic cups. I bet if I did it, I won't get many. Oh, she's amazing. She's a beautiful looking girl. Must be terrible for her. Obviously, her looks have never held her back. Look at them eyes, though. She's beautiful, isn't she? Bless her. And funny as well. She looks like a nice lass, to be honest. But she's got loads of followers on TikTok, so she's making a good drink out of that. And then she's getting a load of stuff off the, off a job. I know somebody, she was the daughter of quite a wealthy guy, and she went across and she just wanted to live in America for a while she was studying. And I think it was, I can't remember where she worked, but she worked in a bar somewhere. And she said she used to make $1,000 a week in tips, and that's 25 years ago. And she said all she ever did was like correct somebody's collar, or just sort of walk past them and just sort of catch him with her arm or something like that. And she said they used to go wild for her because she was in the 20s, like they do, don't they? when you get to my age group, you know what they're doing. You know, you can sit and think, crap. And I'd say to him, bloody hell, you're working that, girl. Keep at him, because some of these blokes, you know what they're like. Oh, I think she fancies me. Oh, yeah, of course she does. She's 28 and you're 28 stone. Probably not. So, anyway, I better go. 28 minutes. I'm going to go watch telly with the wife. We've got that one with Tom Hardy on Paramount to finish off. And I think we're going to hit Cat Clarkson's Farm a bit heavy tonight as well. So that should be quite interesting. I'll set one up for tomorrow night. I might change the intro because Bruce says it's boring. And I'll never forgive him for saying that. My finest work. But I'll pop back tomorrow and see if we can cheer it up a bit. Catch you soon. Catch you tomorrow night, 11:30 UK time. Let me see if I can do an outro, which is less boring. I think it's just as boring, to be honest. Catch you soon. Bye-bye.